Hi everyone, and happy full moon. Today's full moon is in the sign of Scorpio, and if you know anything about astrology or cosmic weather or even symbology, you'll know that Scorpio is a very deep and penetrating energy. It's excavation, it's going deeply into subject matter, emotions, and relationships. And also, every time we have a full moon, we have this polarity and play of the sun and the moon being in opposite places in the sky. It's also, we can take this one step further, and the sun representing our inner masculine and the moon representing our internal feminine stand at odds every time we have a full moon. Now, this also, we take it another step, that the sun is how we outwardly project ourselves, and the moon is our emotional yin, internal nature. So we have an opposition right now in any full moon, and that opposition leads to a kind of tension, creative tension, conflict internally or externally. Oftentimes when we are having internal conflict, it does manifest externally if we don't understand why that conflict is present within us. So I wanted to go ahead and make a little video today to supplement the weekly woo, because something very important comes up when we have this intense polarity and in the sign of Scorpio, and that is our shadow side. Now, when our shadow is unrealized, unrecognized, not seen and not acknowledged by us, it can run the show. And this is one particular way it does that. It creates conflict with other people because what it wants to do is integrate the parts of itself that we're not acknowledging, right? Our whole being is made up of many different parts. And as we grow, there are parts of ourselves that we're told are not acceptable or dirty or shameful or bad. And so we try to ignore them. But the human being is a whole. It is a wholesome creature. And all of those parts want to be integrated. So when we're not acknowledging the parts of ourselves that our mother, our father, or church, or school, or teachers told us was not good, was bad, was dirty, or shameful, what ends up happening is we attract that in other people. So if you've heard the idea of, everyone is your mirror, this is very much what this moon will bring to our attention. That the people that you have problems with or that you don't like, they are showing you qualities within yourself that you also have, that you are not acknowledging and loving and accepting and healing. Now, some people have said to me, Lynn, how could that be? I'm not like that. This person is greedy and selfish. I am generous and kind and I give. However, this also relates to who you were in your past. So somebody that's coming into your life that's like greedy and selfish, and maybe you're seeing, well, where am I that way? Surely I'm not that way. I've done all this work on myself. I give to charities. I'm very generous with my time, right? I give to others. But was there a time in your past where you were not so evolved? And if people are presenting to you as greedy and selfish, and you really feel that that's not how you are in your present moment, then there are parts of your past where you were what this shadow person is showing you. And you have yet to forgive yourself for being that way. So the work to do, this is sort of a second layer of work. The first work is to acknowledge, okay, there's someone who I'm in a relationship with, and they trigger me because this, and this. And then you write down the traits that they have that you find so appalling or disgusting. And then you really sit with that list and you think, okay, where am I this way? And if you really are honest and you're like, okay, this is where I'm this way now. This is where I'm this way now. But you get to something and you're like, I'm not this way. Then you need to go back in time to figure out what point in your life were you that way? And this is the kicker, have you forgiven yourself for that time and for that behavior and for that shadow activity being, hurting others or hurting yourself, re-traumatizing yourself, whatever that is. So when we have a moon like this, it's really going to illuminate what we're not liking in others, which is actually showing us where we still need to do work on ourselves, either by a direct admission and integration of the negative aspects of our personality, or whether that is going back, right? We're about to go into, like, 5 planets are going retrograde in like the next week and a half. Venus, Pluto is already retrograde. We have Saturn going retrograde, and we'll have Jupiter going retrograde. So this is really a summer of this kind of work, to really be unflinchingly honest as to what you're doing to create the problems in your life, so that you're not blaming other people. Because as soon as you blame someone else, you're giving them all your power, and the power is only here. Now, this is a tough one because so often it's easier to blame a situation than take responsibility for something that may be difficult in your life. But this is the path to freedom if you will be honest with yourself, right? Because you ultimately are your own judge and jury. And you ultimately are the one who has to live with the decisions you've made and how you are interacting with others in your life. So allow this moon to shed light on where you have these shadow parts that are acting out, and where in your past you have yet to forgive yourself for being human and having these darker aspects. The wonderful thing about when we look at what we're ashamed of, whether that is just being ashamed of what we are, who we are, or ashamed for what we've done or said, or who we've gotten involved with, right? When you look at it and you put light on it, like this moon, right? We'll be putting light on our planet. This luminous, beautiful, magical, subtle, intuitive, mystical, and spiritual light. When you do this to these aspects of yourselves, they can become allies. So where maybe you were greedy, what you become is someone who is quite frugal and great at planning resources and alignment of resources. Where you were selfish, you forgive it, you heal it, and you become somebody who is incredible at taking care of themselves and really delegating in their life so that they have time to truly take care of themselves. You know, the self-care factor, the self-love factor. And where you are, let's say, you know, disgusted by other people, that part of yourself that is so judgmental, you can turn that with healing and recognition into incredible discernment as to where to give your energy and who to align with, right? And who to couple with, who to partner with, who to collaborate with. So there's a high vibe and a low vibe for all of the human parts. And when we go and work with the phases of the moon like this, we can really start creating a cycle and a rhythm of healing and integration. So please use this moon to do this vital, intense, and beautiful integration work. And the best way you can do it is, you know, go into that meditative space that I've been teaching you guys to go into in the guided meditations each week, and to allow, and just with your intention, what parts of myself have I disowned? What are my biggest shadow parts? And see what comes up. And what they will say to you in the meditative space is so important, because that's going to be your path to healing, how they will speak. So happy full moon, everyone. Use the energies, right? We want to get ahead of the cosmic energies so that we harness them, so that we're not, you know, at the whim of how the energies flow. We learn about them so that we can access them and turn them into, we put the reins on them so that they work for us. And this is the way this moon can work for you. Thank you so much for viewing. If you're interested in a private session, DM me, email me at info@thegoodwoo.org, or go to thegoodwoo.org and look at the services tab where it explains what I offer. Please like, subscribe to the YouTube channel if that's how you're viewing this, and of course, share this if you know people who have eyes to see and ears to hear this kind of message. Give them this gift today. Thank you so much.